Hey everybody, what's going on? Emotep is here, and we are doing the Lightning set review for Resurgence of Power. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series. As always, Lightning got some really interesting cards this time around. I think Lightning and Ice have been in the bottom tier, I guess you could say, in the last couple of sets. But hopefully will be enough to bring it back into the limelight. So without further ado, let's get going. Red Mage, this is your new generic standard unit backup. You can discard it to draw a card and one lightning order, or you can just play it for one on curve on turn 2. Both options are very good, but I wonder if it's a Red Mage might make a difference, right? Because of those Red Mage decks. It's not really a Red Mage deck per se, it's just they talked a lot about discarding card Red Mage and stuff like that. So I don't know if that'll ever make a big deal, but if someone's out there listening and you want to check that out, make sure to do that. Aphmau, backup. When it enters the field, reveal top 5 cards to your deck. Add a character of cost 2 or less among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of the deck in any order. At damage 3, you can put Aphmau into the break zone, choose a forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone, and play it onto the field. You can only use this ability during your turn. I like the other Aphmau for the deck that it was running, but this is pretty good too. This obviously falls into a different kind of deck, and I think it's very good actually. Not only does it let you scry for one, but it also lets you bring it back, whatever that 2-cost pieces that you're playing around with. So very good actually. I like it. Should see play. August. Forward King, category 11. During this turn, if 3 or more forwards have left the field, the cost required to cast August is reduced by 6. 3 more forwards. Okay, when August attacks, activate August. August can attack twice in the same turn until the end of the turn. This effect will only trigger once per turn. So, very interesting. Not bad. 6 for 10k is a solid. I think it's above average, or about right. These are XDeath Ned stats. Being able to search by King or by 11 is very useful. I think this is something I like from what I was using towards the end of the last set, that tricolored crystals with the Rampere engine. Being able to play this out of a Rampere seems like a good idea sometimes. Seems like it would be a good idea sometimes. So yeah, I like him. He's cool. Maybe he should see play. I don't know if it's enough, but definitely King and 11 it's a plus for him. So kudos to him. Camelot. He's not the L, right? No, he's a rare. Camelot. So Camelot cannot be chosen by multi-elemental forwards abilities, which I can't think of too many off the bat. Other than the Sephiroth, right? When Camelot attacks, choose a forward, dull it. And then at 3 damage, he gains 1000 power. Pretty average card. So we'll move on. Garuda from FF3. When Garuda enters the field, break all forwards other than Garuda. So, yeah, warping. This is a tough one, right? My argument for this one is going to be, so warping this any time earlier than turn 1, it just feels weird. And then paying 10 for like a Cloud of Darkness-esque effect just seems also weird. I can't think of any way to bring the cost down here on this one, so warping is definitely the only way to play this card. But yeah, 5 turns in a gentleman's game just kind of means you're holding on to your opponent's not going to develop the board, right? And so that's okay. But again, outside of turn 1 or turn 2 at the max, it feels really weird trying to warp this a little late down the game, especially because like your opponent at some point will have answers to it, hopefully, and like not hopefully, but like unfortunately, and it's like they will kind of play around it easier. So now, needless to say, in sealed, this is a very strong card. Again, though, I would definitely do a turn 1 if possible. Turn 2 max. What are your thoughts on Garuda? Do you like this as a warp, as a 5-cost warp, like a warp 5? I mean, Gilgamesh. This guy's dope. When he enters the field, you remove any number of cards in your break zone from the game. When you do so, choose a forward of cost equal to the less than the number of elements among the removed cards. Break it. So if you remove 2 multi-elemental cards with different elements, that hits 4, you should be able to break a 4 or less. And at damage 3, he gains Brave and can attack twice. So yeah, very cool. 4 for haste is pretty normal for him. Mobius and category 8, so I like that very much. I like that he's an 8 forward. This is the one that comes out after Cypher kills Odin. So, hey, speak of the guy. Cypher. When Cypher enters the field, you may receive a point of damage. When you do so, choose a category 8 forward other than Cypher in your break zone, add to your hand. When you receive a point of damage, choose a forward until the end of the turn and gains 2,000 power and haste. So yeah, he synergizes well with himself, which is great. I'm glad for that. Also, it's kind of a deterrent, right? You take a point of damage, buff someone up by 2k, and then they're kind of like a threat, right? Something to help wall off further assault. And in a weird situation, giving something haste that just came out on your turn, allowing it to use its ability might also be important. So Cypher is a pretty interesting card. I'm glad he kind of pays for himself, but the damage aside with the damage as well. But you know, getting an 8 forward back is also very useful too. So, and I believe he goes with the other ones, the disciplinary committee. So I think I'm gonna mess around with that. I'm very excited to play with those cards. So Sid Kramer, I'm so glad we got Headmaster Sid. While paying the cost of to cast category 8 cards, Kramer on the field, Kramer can produce CP of any element. So very good. Only playing for 8 cards, right? He can generate anything. So you know, it's been scattered, fire, ice, wind, and water, I believe now. So yeah, it's going to be a weird deck, but I think the backup line might have to stay lightning. We'll see. I haven't investigated enough yet. We just kind of got back from the burnout, and talk about that later. But yeah, the deck should be fun. Sid Sofiar, engineer, 15, damage 3, experience. When he enters the field, choose a character in your break zone, add to your hand. Solid card. I hate that my curve would have to rely on him, so I'd probably play one for later, like, and hope I don't draw him turn 1, because then he's kind of just dead forever, and it's kind of sucky. So, Cindy, haste, engineer, choose a forward of your opponent controls, dull it. If you have received 4 points of damage or less, Cindy deals you 1 point of damage. Choose a forward of your opponent controls if you have received 4 points of damage or less. That's weird. Yeah, she's got an interesting effect. But the engineer thing is interesting. Again, so we got more engineers. We're still waiting on that dream from the old Sid Hayes. Fujin. If you control card name Cypher, Fujin, and card name Cypher, gain 2,000 power. And then at damage 3, Fujin and Cypher gain 2,000 power and cannot be chosen by opponent's summons. And I believe Raiden does the same thing with him and Cypher. And then can't be chosen by abilities. So together, they kind of all can't be targeted. And they're what, 9k each? And at damage 3, they're what, 13k each? Yeah, something like that. Huracan. Oh, another one of these 11 beasts. When Huracan has the field, choose a forward of cost 5 or less, break it. It's a backup too, interesting. And then Huracan. Put Huracan into the break zone and choose a forward of cost 5 or less, break it. So I like this one too. So again, these 11 cards are really surprising, right? Like with the exception of August, as we just saw, I've always been a big dislike. I've always been in big dislike of the just screenshots. You know, I get they can't really like do anything else for some of these, which is why I'm glad the monsters in the last set got some new art. You know, we got the turtles and the birds or whatever, I can't remember all their names, and goblins and stuff like that. But you know, being able to search 11 stuff is always good, and I feel like it's never really gone bad. So yeah, that's it. Put it it's a decent card. Melusine. I think I've read this one before. This one was absurd. Yeah, when it's choose a forward of cost 4 or less, you gain control of it until the end of the turn. Yeah, I like this card a lot. Until the end of the turn, Melusine also becomes a forward of 7,000 power. When Melusine is chosen by your opponent, summons your abilities. If your opponent doesn't discard one card, cancel its effect. You can only use this ability once per turn. Yeah. So this one's very, very interesting. On her own, very strong. Category 5, thank you very much. And then Fairy, don't think it matters, but could in the future. Yeah, so very, very interesting to just steal a forward. I know, again, remember, rules are if it's not on your turn from the beginning of the activation phase, it cannot attack unless it has haste. And but they could. There's so many possibilities with this now, right? You can steal for colors, steal for jobs, steal for like sacrificing stuff, or for effects and things of that nature. I don't know. It has a lot of possibilities, and I like it a lot. Imitation Despo. If you control 3 or more job mannequins, the cost required to play Imitation reduced by 2. So it doesn't have to be forwards. Great. When he enters the field, choose a job mannequin card in your break zone as you had other than himself. So yeah, solid card. And it's lightning, so we'll go with X. That's probably very good. Ragin. Yeah, so if you control Cypher, the 2 of them get 2,000, right? And then at 3 damage, they also get 2,000. And then cannot be chosen by abilities, like I said. So all 3 of them, again, will be... correction, I think Cypher will be the only one at 13 or 9, I guess, and the other ones buff each other till 7. So... and then eventually 9 and 14 or whatever, respectively. So... yeah, it's not bad, not bad. Ramu. If you cast Ramu, you remove 10 lightning cards as extra cost. Choose a 4 to the 7,000. If you pay the extra cost, deal 15,000 instead. Nah, I don't like this one enough. There's other better Ramus, I think, and just better summons in general from lightning. We don't have like a Ramu thing yet. Like kind of like the Shiva thing or the Ifrit thing. So not really sure where, and the Odin thing. So this is a no big deal for me. More Dragoons. When Dragoon enters the field, you may pay 2 lightning, 3 colors. When you do so, choose a forward, break it. So more removal for the Dragoon deck, like it. When Dragoon gains 3,000 power and haste. I remember playing as Dragoon for the longest in 11. That's a good throwback. Nostalgia pick there for you. We kind of talked about Sephiroth in the Ice review, and if you haven't seen that, make sure to go ahead and check that out as well. But yeah, he's gonna be a great card. Back attack, breaks until forward. When he attacks, your opponent discards a card, or choose a cost 2 or less and break it. Lots of different effects. Gonna make you think twice into attacking any Ice Lightning decks. Lightning, I believe we also covered this one. So let's see where we are here. Yeah, we covered the Sephiroth Lightning and Laguna in the Ice review, so make sure to go ahead and check that out. We covered the Vanilla and the Earth review, and so Sonon and Billy Bob, so make sure to go check those out. And we can continue here from Onion Knight. When Onion Knight enters the field, select one of the following 2 actions. Choose a damage forward to break it, and then choose a forward your opponent controls, return it to its owner's hand. When Onion Knight is put from the field in the break zone, you would pay 1. When you do so, search for a card named Onion Knight and play it onto the field. So, more Onion Knight synergy. I think this is a different element as to the other ones have been in the past. So, it really just depends on the synergy there, how you're able to bring this one out as opposed to the other ones. But, yeah, he's Onion Knight, Warrior of Light, so he's got some, a job clash there that could help out. His effects are decent. Choose damage for break or bounce something. I don't know if I'd call him an H, but I think the foil should look really nice. Lightning, the other legendary. When lightning enters the field, choose a forward your opponent controls, dull it, draw a card. And then for lightning and water, remove a card named Lightning and 1 card named Odin in your break zone from play. Play lightning onto the field. You can only use this ability during your turn, and if lightning is in the break zone. Yeah, so you're gonna have to play her at 3, and you're gonna have to play some Odins for this to be useful. But it's actually not a bad card. I wish she would be every time she attacks, she would duel something, not just on entry. But the draw card is very nice. It's a surprising second effect, part of the effect that's just very good. So she's kind of growing on me. I kind of played her in the pre-release, but I'll have to do some more investigating. I don't know if there's an lightning water lightning aggro deck. She's going to be in it for sure. Lilith, when she enters the field, choose a forward of cost 2 or less your opponent controls, put it in the break zone, and then Sensual Dance. Whoa! All forwards your opponent controls lose 4,000 power until the end of the turn. It's very sensual indeed. I think this is good, right? Because I think the other Lilith set also had an S ability. I had one around here just a moment ago, but so this is all going to be very good. More dancers is always nice. The off-color thing is okay too. Yeah, and then if I just have to play this and kill a 2 cost, it's very good. Yeah, I like it. We'll see where it goes. Dancers, who would have thought? Oh, I think that's it for us actually. Yeah, this is the 15 stuff. We'll cover this in a different video, so make sure to check that out. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna wrap it up for the Lightning set review, guys. Standouts are definitely gonna be, for me, it is Afmao, August, Gilgamesh, Melusine, and then a close follow-up to that would probably be, I'm going to be biased and just be happy that we got Sid Kramer here for the first time. But the Lightning's also not too bad. Well, both of these Lightnings aren't bad. I think Lightning might have one of the most printed character face cards. I wonder if it's Cloud or Lightning. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm excited to try out the disciplinary committee. And then more FF7 in general, and yeah, the ones I mentioned, Afmao, August, Melusine, Sid, and yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to check out the other reviews. Hope you guys are doing well, and happy deck building.